California wildfires rage, devastating toll on structures and lives as fierce winds fuel crisis. California is facing a devastating wildfire crisis. The latest reports show over 10,000 structures have burned in the Los Angeles area. Fierce winds are making the fires hard to control. The death toll has reached 10 as thousands evacuate their homes. New fires keep starting, forcing more people to leave. Firefighters are working non-stop to save lives and property. The two biggest fires are in the LA area. One is the Palisades Fire, which has burned through 20,000 acres. The other large blaze has not been named yet. Both fires are still growing due to dry conditions and strong winds. Key takeaways. California wildfires have destroyed over 10,000 structures and killed 10 people. Firefighters are battling multiple blazes amid challenging weather conditions. Thousands of residents have been forced to evacuate their homes. Overview of the California wildfires. Fierce wildfires are ravaging parts of Los Angeles County in California. The blazes have killed at least 10 people and forced thousands to flee their homes. The fires have destroyed over 10,000 structures, including homes and businesses. Strong winds are making it hard for firefighters to control the flames. About 180,000 people have been told to evacuate the affected areas. The fires are burning in multiple locations across Los Angeles County. Investigators are looking into what started these deadly fires. They are considering many possible causes. The wildfires have burned tens of thousands of acres. They have also damaged or destroyed important cultural sites as well as homes. Firefighters are working hard to contain the fires, but the strong winds and dry conditions are making their job very difficult. These fires are among the worst in California's recent history. They have caused widespread damage and disrupted many lives. Impact on communities and infrastructure. The California wildfires have destroyed over 10,000 structures, mostly homes. This massive loss has left many families without shelter and belongings. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to ash, forcing residents to evacuate and seek temporary housing. The fires have disrupted daily life, closing schools and businesses across affected areas. Critical infrastructure has also been damaged. Power lines have been knocked down, causing widespread electricity outages. Roads and highways have been blocked by flames or debris, hampering evacuation efforts. Fire officials report that more than 11,800 acres have been destroyed in the Palisades Fire alone. This extensive damage will have long-lasting impacts on local ecosystems and wildlife habitats. The fires have strained emergency services and resources. Firefighters work tirelessly to contain the blazes, while medical personnel treat those affected by smoke inhalation and burns. Local economies face significant challenges. Tourism has dropped, and many businesses have been forced to close temporarily or permanently. The cost of rebuilding will be substantial, putting further pressure on communities already struggling with the aftermath of the fires. Casualties and injuries reported. The recent California wildfires have led to tragic loss of life and numerous injuries. At least 10 people have died in the fires that have ravaged multiple parts of Los Angeles. The death toll has climbed as the fires have spread rapidly. 5 deaths were initially reported, but that number has since doubled. Injuries have also been reported, though exact numbers are still being determined. Many people have suffered from smoke inhalation and burns. Emergency responders are working tirelessly to treat the injured and search for missing persons. Hospitals in the affected areas are treating patients for fire-related injuries. The rapid spread of the fires, fueled by powerful winds, has made evacuation efforts challenging. This has likely contributed to the number of casualties and injuries. Officials warn that the death toll may rise as search and rescue efforts continue in burned areas. They urge residents to heed evacuation orders to prevent further loss of life. Emergency response and evacuation efforts. Firefighters and emergency crews are working tirelessly to combat the raging wildfires in Southern California. The intense Santa Ana winds have made their efforts challenging. Nearly 180,000 people have been ordered to evacuate their homes. Evacuation centers have been set up in safe areas to provide shelter for displaced residents. The California governor has declared a state of emergency to mobilize additional resources. This allows for faster deployment of firefighting equipment and personnel. Key evacuation areas include Pacific Palisades, parts of Los Angeles, areas north of Pasadena, Hollywood Hills. Emergency responders are using various tools to fight the fires: aircraft dropping fire retardant, bulldozers creating fire breaks, hand crews clearing brush. CAL FIRE is providing real-time updates on fire perimeters and evacuation orders. Residents are urged to stay informed and follow official instructions. Local authorities are working to ensure the safety of vulnerable populations, including the elderly and those with mobility issues. Emergency alerts are being sent through multiple channels to reach as many people as possible. Analysis of environmental conditions. California's recent wildfires have been fueled by a perfect storm of environmental factors. Dry, hot weather and strong winds have created ideal conditions for fire spread. Temperatures in affected areas have been above average, with some regions experiencing record highs. This heat has dried out vegetation, turning it into easy fuel for flames. Warming temperatures and drier conditions are contributing to more frequent large wildfires. Climate change is making these extreme weather patterns more common. Strong winds have played a major role in the fire's rapid spread. Gusts up to 70 mph have been reported in some areas, quickly pushing flames across the landscape. The winds also make firefighting efforts more challenging. Aircraft used for water drops often can't fly in such conditions, limiting containment options. Years of drought have left much of California's vegetation dry and brittle. This parched plant matter acts as kindling, allowing fires to ignite and spread easily. Climate whiplash, rapid swings between wet and dry periods, may be intensifying fire risks. Wet years promote vegetation growth, followed by dry years that turn that growth into fire fuel. These combined factors have created extremely dangerous fire conditions across the state. They highlight the complex interplay between climate, weather, and wildfire behavior. State and federal government response. California's state government has mobilized rapidly to combat the devastating wildfires. Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency, activating additional resources and personnel. The state has deployed 8,000 firefighters and support staff to battle the blazes. These teams are working tirelessly alongside local fire departments and volunteers. President Biden has pledged strong federal support for California's firefighting efforts. The federal government is now covering 100% of the initial disaster response costs for a period of 180 days. This increased federal aid includes additional firefighting crews, aerial support for fire suppression, emergency shelter for evacuees, food and water supplies. Federal assistance will continue for 6 months, ensuring sustained support throughout the crisis and early recovery stages. State and federal agencies are coordinating closely to manage evacuation efforts and provide relief to affected communities. Emergency shelters have been set up in safe zones to house displaced residents. Support and relief operations. As California wildfires continue to rage, relief efforts are ramping up. Evacuation orders affect nearly 180,000 residents, with an additional 200,000 under evacuation warnings. Local and state agencies are working together to provide aid. Emergency shelters have been set up in safe zones to house displaced families and individuals. The Red Cross and other organizations are on the ground offering food and water, medical assistance, temporary housing, emotional support. Community members are stepping up to help their neighbors. Many are donating supplies, volunteering at shelters, or offering their homes to evacuees. Financial donations are being accepted by various relief organizations. These funds will help provide immediate assistance and support long-term recovery efforts. Search and rescue teams are working tirelessly to locate and help those still in danger. They're using specialized equipment and trained personnel to navigate the hazardous conditions. Firefighters are making progress in containing the blaze, thanks to more favorable weather conditions. Their efforts are crucial in preventing further destruction and allowing evacuees to return home safely. Impact on local economy and industries. The California wildfires have dealt a massive blow to the local economy. Recent estimates suggest that economic losses could reach a staggering $57 billion. LA County has been hit particularly hard. Preliminary reports suggest damages may top $50 billion, making this one of the costliest natural disasters in recent U.S. history. The fires have destroyed over 10,000 structures, including homes and businesses. This widespread destruction has left many residents jobless and struggling to recover. Key industries affected include agriculture, tourism, real estate, retail, and technology. Many businesses face extended closures due to evacuations and damage. This has led to significant revenue losses and layoffs across multiple sectors. The insurance industry is also feeling the strain. Homeowners are battling an insurance crisis as companies struggle to cover the massive influx of claims. Long-term economic impacts remain unclear. However, past wildfires have shown that destructive wildfires can significantly affect labor markets for years. Recovery efforts will likely take considerable time and resources. The full extent of the economic damage may not be known for months or even years to come. Public health concerns. The ongoing California wildfires pose serious health risks to residents. Smoke from the fires contains harmful particles that can irritate eyes, lungs, and worsen existing health conditions. People with asthma, heart disease, and other respiratory issues are at higher risk. Children and older adults are also more vulnerable to smoke-related health problems. Air quality in affected areas has reached dangerous levels. Officials advise staying indoors with windows closed and air conditioners running on recirculate mode. Evacuations of over 130,000 residents have disrupted access to medical care and medications for many. Emergency shelters are working to provide necessary health services. The fires have destroyed critical infrastructure, including some medical facilities. This limits healthcare options for those in need of treatment. Mental health is another major concern. The stress of evacuations, property loss, and uncertainty can lead to anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Public health officials recommend wearing N95 masks when outdoors, staying hydrated, seeking immediate medical attention for breathing difficulties, accessing mental health support services if needed. As the fires continue to spread, health authorities are monitoring the situation closely and providing regular updates to protect public safety. Recovery and rebuilding initiatives. California is taking action to help communities recover from devastating wildfires. The state is providing funds for rebuilding efforts in affected areas. This money will go towards fixing damaged infrastructure and creating new housing. Experts say California must change how it rebuilds after fires. A study found that the state needs to reshape its approach to make communities more resilient. This includes building homes that can better withstand future fires. The federal government is also stepping in to help. President Biden announced that the federal government will cover 100% of fire response costs in Southern California. This includes expenses for firefighting equipment and personnel. For those who lost manufactured homes, California's Department of Housing and Community Development offers assistance. They can help with repairs, installations, and paperwork for manufactured housing. Many organizations are collecting donations to help fire victims. These funds provide essentials like food, water, and temporary housing to those affected by the wildfires. Future wildfire prevention and mitigation strategies. California is taking steps to prevent and mitigate future wildfires. The state has increased forest management efforts to improve wildland resilience. In 2023, officials treated over 700,000 acres of land. Prescribed fires have become a key tool. These controlled burns help reduce fuel loads and create natural fire breaks. The use of prescribed fires more than doubled between 2021 and 2023. The California Wildfire Mitigation Program aims to strengthen community resilience. It focuses on improving evacuation routes, creating defensible space around structures, enhancing emergency communications. California is also investing in new technologies. These include advanced fire detection systems, improved firefighting equipment, better mapping and modeling tools. Education plays a crucial role in prevention. Public awareness campaigns teach residents about fire safety and creating defensible spaces around homes. Climate change adaptation is another key focus. Strategies include planting fire-resistant vegetation, updating building codes for fire-prone areas, improving water management for drought resilience. Frequently asked questions. The California wildfires have raised many concerns about their causes, impacts, and how people can help. Here are answers to some common questions about the current situation. What are the main causes of the recent California wildfires? Strong winds and dry conditions have fueled the spread of wildfires in California. In some areas, possible ignition sources are still under investigation. Factors like hot weather and drought have made the landscape more susceptible to fires. Human activities and equipment malfunctions can also spark blazes in these conditions. How many people have been evacuated due to the wildfires in California? Over 10,000 evacuation orders have been issued in response to the wildfires. This number may change as fire conditions evolve. Local authorities continue to monitor the situation and issue new evacuation orders as needed to protect residents in at-risk areas. What regions of California are currently affected by the wildfires? The Los Angeles area has seen significant wildfire activity, including in upscale neighborhoods like Pacific Palisades. Ventura County has also experienced destructive fires. Other parts of Southern California are dealing with active fires as well. The situation remains dynamic, with fire spread influenced by wind patterns and local conditions. What measures should residents take to protect themselves from wildfire smoke? Residents should stay indoors when possible and keep windows and doors closed. Using air purifiers with HEPA filters can help clean indoor air. Wearing N95 masks when outdoors can reduce smoke inhalation. Staying hydrated and avoiding outdoor exercise in smoky conditions is also important. How can individuals volunteer or donate to help those affected by the wildfires? People can donate to reputable organizations like the American Red Cross or local fire relief funds. Many communities also need volunteers for evacuation centers and supply distribution. Contacting local emergency management offices or relief organizations can provide information on current needs and volunteer opportunities. What is the environmental impact of the wildfires in California? Wildfires release large amounts of carbon dioxide and other pollutants into the atmosphere. They also destroy habitats and can lead to soil erosion. The loss of vegetation can impact local ecosystems and wildlife. Long-term effects may include changes in plant species composition and increased flood risks in burned areas.